Well, now here's a strange thing. This is Hammond's shop window in King Street or Queen Street, I don't know which it is. It's an empty shop, more or less. And like lots of these empty shops, it's being used as a gallery. And I filmed these the other day, and I talked a little commentary. But the trouble was, I did it 4 times, and 4 times the sound didn't work. So I'm trying again. And I find this it's my original painting, Contact Victoria. So I presume, that's what it says there. I wasn't quite sure whether it was a man or a woman, but the point is, they're very attractive paintings. And if you can't afford a Picasso or a Braque, one of these is very suitable to hang up on your lounge wall. But the question, what I was thinking is, the relevance of these now, this is a bit like Girl with a Mandolin and other ones. I mean, Picasso and Braque were experimenting with this stuff back about before the First World War, so a long time ago. So it's possible, like all painters, we all copy. The style becomes the style, doesn't it? So we want to copy it. Now there's absolutely nothing wrong, and I think these are very charming pictures. But how do we know, how do we recognise when an artist has got something original, something new, not just copying something from the past? Like Constable did his Constables. He borrowed bits from here, there and everywhere, but they're quite recognisable as Constables. Now, I don't know what to say. I admire this artist very much, whoever this Victoria might be. I'd like to have a word with her if she's available for speaking, but I'm just trying to see the context of these paintings now, at this time. Has Victoria got a style of her own? There's nothing wrong with copying Cubist paintings. But there was one day I was in the National Gallery, I think it was the National, and there was an artist, I didn't know you were allowed to do it, had his easel out and he was painting, copying a painting, but it was a straight, I don't know, it might have even been a Constable for I know, but he was doing a copy before your very eyes in the Cubist style. And so you see immediately what he was painting. There was nothing confusing about it. It was vaguely reminiscent of the mandolin painting. I think it was vaguely reminiscent, but you knew immediately what it was. And it was extremely clever. But I was wondering, why was he doing that? Why, 100 years after Cubism sort of appeared? I mean, it's certainly, Cubism has affected, if you look at advertising today, you'll see images which owe a lot to these sort of experimentation. Is this experimentation? I don't know. Is this just copying? I don't know, perhaps somebody will tell me. We can't expect all artists to be original, creative. And these are original and creative, because each one of these is an original work of art. But I'm trying to work out, what should artists be doing? They can't all be breaking the boundaries, can they? They can't all be doing wonderful new things. I've no problem with these. Perhaps if Victoria would like to get in touch, I'd like to interview her and see what she says. Well, here's some Cubism paintings. This one here is got the pointer. Well, it's Picasso, over 100 years ago. If anybody created Cubism, Picasso was one of the gang who created Cubism as we recognise it today, and that, for anybody who knows anything about art, as they call it, that's a Cubist style painting. Now some of these other ones I don't know about. This is Pooh Bear. Now I can't imagine Pablo Picasso having done Pooh Bear. At least I think it's Pooh Bear. Yes, it is Pooh Bear, look, in a master artist style. So after a few years, the style, Cubism, gets borrowed. So what they do with it is nobody's business really, except the artist, except of course it has to be labelled something. Now here's some things here, look. Easy Cubism activities, grades K to 4, so you can purport to paint like a cubist. Here's one here, look, a pot of flowers. Lessons to teach. It's more like a stained glass window than a cubist painting, but it has elements of cubism about it. It's very curious, isn't it? I'm puzzling over this. I'm having a bit of trouble here. George Brack. Let's have a look at Uncle George. Here he is. Look at a whole page full of cubism. You see, they're very complex images, aren't they? But somebody has to explore all this. Somebody has to... They've got a reason why they want to do it. Which again, I'm no student of art. But whatever message they had about what they were exploring is different today. So the pictures in Hammond's window, as I say, are excellent pictures. I just wonder, I don't know. It's this, you see, I'm an architectural designer of some sort, retired, thank God. And when I see pictures, they say about a building, oh, isn't that an ugly new building? It's not granite. It doesn't look like a Jersey farmhouse, does it? Well, of course it's not a Jersey farmhouse, because it isn't a Jersey farmhouse. That's what they're talking about. Talking about a 6 or 7 story office block. It's not going to look much like a Jersey farmhouse, is it? No. It's the same with all these things. If you paint in a cubist style, is it cubism? Because clearly if you build a 6 foot tall office block type building and call it a Jersey farmhouse, it's not. But of course you can have vertical farms. There is such a thing. You can build high and farm high. So anything is possible.